the oppressive twilight descends upon FluffTown, cloaking its gentle edges in deepening, ominous shadow. Above, colossal billboards ignite, their neon lines bleeding, vivid, unnatural hues into the dark. Cursive letters, shimmering with an unholy glow, begin to unfurl across the vast, looming displays. Each brilliant character spells out a confession, a secret once whispered only in the deepest dark. Shizen Haruto! Mid-stride, their plush forms stiffening under the harsh, revealing, public radiance. Eyes widen with dawning horror as their most guarded thoughts become a public, cruel spectacle. A collective gasp ripples through the crowd, a chilling current of shared vulnerability and fear. The air itself grows heavy, thick with unspoken shame and the cold, biting touch of exposure. Faces, usually soft and serene, twist into masks of profound, silent, public mortification. A woman clutches her chest, her deepest betrayal flashing brightly for all the world to openly see. A man shields his eyes, his hidden envy now painted in electric blue above him for everyone. The city's familiar hum fades, replaced by the silent scream of exposed, vulnerable inner lives. Each glowing word feels like a physical blow, stripping away layers of carefully built composure. The vibrant colors of the neon now feel predatory, devouring private thoughts with hungry, cruel light. Shadows deepen around the figures below, offering no solace from the relentless public condemnation. A child points, innocent finger, tracing a parent's hidden sorrow, etched in fiery, accusing red. The gentle fluff of their fur seems to wilt under the relentless, unforgiving, public glare. The very ground beneath their paws feels less stable, shifting with the weight of unveiled, stark truths. A profound chill permeates the atmosphere, colder than any winter's biting, icy, harsh embrace. This icy dread seeps into bone, freezing the warmth of connection and trust within their hearts. The once comforting streets now feel like an open stage, every soul a reluctant, exposed performer. Whispers die on tongues, replaced by the deafening roar of projected, personal, public failures. The neon signs cast long, grotesque shadows that danced like mocking, silent specters of truth. This public dissection of their souls leaves an indelible, burning mark on every fragile heart. The feeling of security shatters, replaced by the stark reality of constant, watchful, judging eyes. FluffTown's soft facade cracks, revealing the sharp, unforgiving edges of its true, dark nature. The glowing confessions linger, an eternal judgment etched against the velvet, unforgiving sky. No one dares meet another's gaze, fearing the reflection of their own exposed, shameful secrets. The city breathes a cold, metallic breath, exhaling the collective anguish of its populace, now broken. This is not mere light. It is a weapon wielded with surgical precision against their very spirits. The crew arrives, their expressions grim, witnessing the chilling spectacle unfold before them. Luma's keen eyes scan the street, recognizing familiar faces among the frozen, humiliated onlookers. She notes a pattern. Those illuminated recently questioned the mayor's latest unsettling decrees. Pox observes the signs intensify, their messages growing sharper, more personally devastating each moment. Initially, small embarrassments flicker, forgotten debts, minor social faux pas, quiet, internal doubts. Then, deeper anxieties appear, hidden resentments, unspoken fears, secret, long-held ambitions. The confessions escalate, exposing profound betrayals, long-buried regrets, and moral public lapses. Ma shivers, feeling the raw despair radiating from the humiliated populace like a palpable, cold wave. He senses the energy of public shame, a bitter harvest gathered by unseen, hungry, powerful hands. The air crackles with harvested humiliation, a dark currency of control, flowing through unseen wires. Each escalating revelation tightens an invisible leash around the collective spirit of the docile town. The psychological impact is immense, crushing dissent before it can even form in their minds. The citizens, once vibrant, now cower, their wills subtly eroded by constant public exposure. Tick's internal chronometer spins wildly, detecting temporal distortions around the glowing, active signs. He sees moments of private agony replayed, magnified 1,000 times by the harsh, relentless neon stitches. Fur bristles, sensing the subtle manipulation. The invisible threads pulling their very hearts. The mayor's smiling face appears on a smaller screen, praising transparency and unity with false charm. His words are honeyed poison, masking the true insidious purpose of the glowing, public truth. The crew understands this is not about honesty, but about absolute, crushing, total obedience. The atmosphere grows colder still, an emotional frost settling deep within their vulnerable bones. Moss feels the town's collective volatility being siphoned, converted into this spectral, dark fuel. It is a horrifying ledger, recording not just actions, but the very essence of their fragile beings. The neon signs are not merely displays. They are conduits, draining courage and ambition from all. Every flicker of light extracts a toll, leaving behind an emptiness where defiance once lived. The signs pulse with a dark, rhythmic beat, like a monstrous heart feeding on their collective sorrow. The crew's determination hardens, a quiet resolve forming against this insidious, pervasive oppression. They must find the source, the hidden engine driving this public, soul-crushing, terrifying spectacle. This manufactured shame is a powerful cage, trapping FluffTown in its gilded, luminous, cruel bars. The city's silence is now a testament to fear, a chilling quiet enforced by glowing, accusing words. The very air tastes of bitter regret, a constant reminder of their exposed, vulnerable, naked souls. Luma activates her specialized scanner, its soft hum a stark contrast to the neon's harsh glare. Her device traces the energy signature, noting its peculiar, erratic, organic fluctuations. The power source doesn't align with FluffTown's standard electrical grid schematics or known systems. It flows with an erratic, almost living rhythm, pulsing beneath the city's vast, dark infrastructure. The signal leads them away from the main power conduits towards a forgotten, shadowed alleyway. A massive billboard looms there, its reverse side shrouded in deeper, impenetrable, fearful shadows. Luma confirms the strongest emanations originate from behind this particular, ominous structure. Puck steps forward, his sturdy frame undaunted by the oppressive atmosphere. Inspecting the wall closely, he finds a hidden panel, almost completely obscured by layers of grime and ancient, clinging moss. The access point is not bolted or locked. Instead, it is sealed with a strange, dark, organic substance. Thick, glistening wax oozes from the seams, holding the heavy panel firmly in its sinister place. Intertwined within the hardened wax are strands of coarse, dark, hair-like, disturbing fibers. The fibers gleam faintly under Luma's light, possessing an unsettling, organic, living sheen. Stitch approaches cautiously, his sensitive paws brushing against the fibrous, waxy sealant. A jolt of recognition courses through him, a chilling familiarity in the intertwined, dark strands. He remembers this texture, this unique weave, from a previous unsettling, ominous encounter. It is the same distinctive braid, the exact same peculiar residue from the workshop relocation. A cold dread settles in his heart, realizing the threads of this conspiracy run deep, insidious. The workshop's sudden, forced move now feels less accidental, more like a deliberate, cruel act. This connection solidifies their fears. The Foundation's insidious reach extends everywhere, unseen. The implications are chilling, weaving a tapestry of control. They are only just beginning to unravel. The fibers seem to hum faintly, a silent, unsettling vibration against his sensitive, furry touch. Pox readies his pry bar, preparing to force open the unevenly sealed access panel. With grim resolve, the wax resists, clinging stubbornly, as if alive, to the metal edges of the hidden, dark door. The hair-like strands seem to writhe, attempting to reinforce their hold against the impending intrusion. A faint, almost imperceptible pulse emanates from behind the stubborn, sealed, ominous barrier. The crew exchanges uneasy glances, sensing the live-in, malevolent presence waiting within. They brace themselves, knowing this hidden chamber holds more than just wires and circuits. The truth behind FluffTown's.com is far more monstrous than they could have ever imagined. The air grows heavy with anticipation, a silent tension before the unveiling of dark secrets. Pox exerts his formidable strength, wrenching the stubborn panel away from its waxy dark bond. The hardened wax cracks with a sickening tear, like ancient ligaments snapping under immense strain. The hair-like fibers recoil, hissing faintly as their tenacious grip is finally broken, completely apart. A faint, metallic tang, mixed with something musky and organic, wafts from the newly opened void. The darkness within seems to deepen, swallowing the ambient light from the alleyway's grim embrace. A low, rhythmic thrumming intensifies, vibrating through the very concrete beneath their wary paws. The panel groans, then gives way completely, exposing the unsettling heart of the looming billboard. A wave of stagnant, charged air washes over them, carrying whispers of forgotten anxieties and dread. Their flashlights cut through the gloom, revealing an impossible, grotesque, living power source. This is no ordinary junction box, no simple tangle of wires and circuits, but something else entirely. The stench of ozone and damp fur fills the narrow space, an unholy fusion of elements. A profound sense of unease settles over the crew, chilling them to their very core. Deep down, they peer into the abyss, their expressions etched with a mixture of dread and grim, firm resolve. The revelation promises to be both terrifying and crucial to understanding FluffTown's insidious plight. The hidden space seems to breathe, its dark interior pulsating with an unseen, malevolent, hidden life. Before them pulses a grotesque, live-in knot, woven from countless strands of dark hair and gleaming wire. It arrives with a disturbing, organic rhythm, like a monstrous heart beating within a mechanical shell. The wires are not copper or steel, but thin, sinewy filaments, pulsing with a sickly, internal light. Dark, coarse fur forms the dense core, intricately braided and bound with metallic, cold threads. It emits a low, guttural hum, a constant, unsettling vibration that resonates deep in their chests. The knot pulsates, expanding and contracting slightly, mirroring a highly agitated nervous system. Small, arcane symbols, etched in faint, glowing ink, flicker across its disturbing, hairy surface. These ancient markings seem to shift, reforming patterns of forgotten, unspeakable, dark rituals. A faint, almost imperceptible warmth emanates from its core, strangely seductive and deeply unsettling. Luma, driven by scientific curiosity, extends a cautious paw, her gaze fixed on the grim anomaly. Her fur bristles as her fingers make contact, a strange, static energy shocking her sensitive pats. Suddenly, a cacophony of voices erupts within her mind. 1,000 strangers, thoughts screaming. She recoils, a sharp gasp escaping her lips, clutching her head as the mental onslaught overwhelms. The thoughts are raw, unfiltered confessions, echoing with pain, regret, and profound public shame. Each voice is distinct, yet all blend into a horrifying chorus of desperate, exposed humanity. She hears a merchant's secret greed, a lover's hidden infidelity, a child Ission's spoken resin tormento. The sheer volume of harvested emotion nearly brings her to her knees. A psychic, crushing male. Tears well in her eyes from the sudden, overwhelming empathy, the weight of so much sorrow. Moss rushes to her side, his calming aura barely able to penetrate the mental static He senses the knot as a nexus, drawing in and amplifying the town's most vulnerable moments. He feels the bitter taste of harvested despair, a potent, corrupting energy flowing from the dark core. Chick's watch, usually steadfast, flashes erratically, its digital display a chaotic blur of numbers. He sees multiple temporal signatures, like guilt-ridden pasts, branching into fractured, broken realities. The knot seems to exist across different moments, a repository of every what if and if only. It is a living ledger of mistakes, regrets, and anxieties, binding time itself in its dark embrace. The air around the knot shimmers, distorting perception, bending light in unsettling, strange ways. The crew stares, aghast, at the monstrous engine fueled by the very essence of human despair. This is the Foundation's true power, converting emotional volatility into tangible, terrifying control. The knot's pulsing intensifies, a silent siren song of forgotten sins and whispered, dark confessions. Stitch feels an unsettling pull, a strange resonance with the organic fibers within the knot's core. His own fur seems to hum in response. A faint, almost imperceptible, sympathetic vibration occurs. A deep, primal instinct warns him of an ancient, insidious magic at play, deeply disturbing. The dark fantasy element truly comes alive, a nightmare woven from hair, wire, and human sorrow. The implications of such a device are vast, stretching beyond mere crowd control into soul-deep subjugation. This tangled core represents the very heart of FluffTown's silent, oppressive governance. It is a monument to stolen privacy, a testament to the debt incurred for manufactured false peace. The knot absorbs, processes, and weaponizes the deepest vulnerabilities of every innocent citizen. Its presence is a chilling reminder of the Foundation's pervasive and unseen, powerful influence. They understand now the true cost of FluffTown's.com, paid in pieces of their very selves. The air itself feels charged with the echoes of 1,000 desperate, unuttered, silent prayers. Each strand of hair, each twisted wire, hums with the memory of a private, painful truth. Luma, recovering, realizes the knot's true, horrifying function as a broadcast nexus, a weapon. Any abrupt severance, any uncontrolled disruption would unleash its stored, volatile secrets. All the confessions accumulated over untold years would flood FluffTown simultaneously, unleashing chaos. The ensuing chaos, the town-wide humiliation, would be catastrophic, irreparable, and total. Panic would erupt, trust would shatter, and the social fabric would unravel completely, forever. The crew understands. Brute force is not an option. They must approach with surgical, careful precision. Precision, not rage, becomes their guiding principle in this delicate, dangerous, crucial operation. They cannot simply destroy the evil. They must contain it, reroute its destructive, dark power. As they deliberate, a holographic image flickers into existence on the billboard's blank, dark screen. The mayor's perfectly coiffed fur and stitched smile dominate the digital, looming projection. His voice, smooth and unctuous, echoes through the alley, amplified for their ears alone. "Fixers!" he begins, his eyes gleaming with a predatory, knowing glint. "Do not tamper with this." He warns them against interfering with the city's essential atmospheric regulators. With false concern, his smile widens, unervingly, as if he can see their every move, read their very thoughts. These systems ensure FluffTown's tranquility, maintaining our delicate, fragile civic balance. The mayor's tone hardens, a subtle threat beneath the polished veneer of civic public concern. Any unauthorized modifications will have severe, unforeseen repercussions for all of FluffTown. He gestures vaguely, and the holographic image of the knot pulses ominously behind him, menacing. The unspoken message is clear. The Foundation is watching, always aware of their every action. This direct confrontation confirms their fears. The mayor is deeply complicit in this silent horror. His calm demeanor is a terrifying mask, hiding the true, calculating monster beneath its surface. The crew stands firm, their resolve unwavering despite the chilling, public, open warning. They exchange determined glances, understanding the immense stakes of their dangerous, crucial mission. The mayor's threats only fuel their conviction. They cannot let this insidious system persist. They must find a way to silence the knot without unleashing its torrent of stored, deep pain. The pressure mounts, a palpable weight pressing down on their shoulders in the dim, shadowed alley. Time is against them, each passing moment, collecting more confessions, more despair, more debt. The knot continues its sinister thrum, a constant reminder of the danger lurking, pulsing within. They need a plan, a precise strategy to disarm this weaponized shame without further, deeper harm. The mayor's face flickers, then dissolves, leaving only the oppressive silence in its chilling wake. A heavy quiet descends, broken only by the knot's relentless, rhythmic, dark, constant pulse. The air grows thick with their unspoken tension, a shared understanding of the grave, hard choice. They must act swiftly, with absolute precision, to disarm this emotional doomsday device. Now, the fate of FluffTown, its fragile peace, now rests entirely within their capable, determined pause. Each second wasted risks an explosion of truth that could tear their entire world apart. The shadows in the alley seem to lengthen, stretching like silent, judging, accusing fingers. They feel the watchful eyes of the Foundation, a chilling presence in the deepening, oppressive gloom. Luma's fingers fly across a portable console, a blur, a focused, determined, rapid motion. She reprograms the knot's output, attempting to reroute the flow of raw, volatile confessions. Ergo, dump the torrent of secrets into sealed, inert memory cells, preventing any broadcast. Complex algorithms scroll across her screen, a race against the knot's unpredictable, dark pulses. The console glows with a soft, counteracting light, battling the knot's dark, malevolent, sweat beads on her fur, her brow furrowed in intense concentration. Every second, critically important. She creates a digital labyrinth, a secure pathway for the dangerous, volatile, personal information. The knot resists, its internal hum rising, in pitch, fighting against her masterful intervention. Meanwhile, Pax works with methodical precision, his heavy tools clanking softly, purposefully. He constructs a bespoke Faraday cage, its metallic mesh, designed to contain the psychic, dark energy. The cage rapidly takes shape, each joint welded with powerful, focused bursts of blinding light. He isolates the knot, enclosing it within a shimmering, protective, electromagnetic barrier. This prevents any residual psychic broadcasts, ensuring no accidental leaks of painful, raw truth. The metallic scent of fresh welds mixes with the knot's organic musk, a strange, potent fusion. Stitch, with nimble paws, begins his delicate, arcane work around the knot's dark, pulsing core. He uses specialized, enchanted threads, shimmering with faint, protective, ancient energies. He stitches a metaphorical mouth shut, binding the knot's impulse to speak its awful truths. The threads weave intricate patterns, forming a complex seal, a silent, magical, powerful ward. Each stitch is precise, imbued with his unwavering intent to silence the insidious, dark device. He feels the knot struggle, a desperate, silent scream against its impending, forceful muzzling. The fibers within the knot try to resist, twitching and recoiling from his binding. Firm touch. His fur glows faintly, channeling his own calm focus into the protective, intricate, vital work. The combined efforts create a powerful, multi-layered defense against the knot's malevolent, dark will. Luma's final command initiates the data transfer, a silent, invisible torrent of stored confessions. The knot's pulsing softens, its frantic rhythm slowing to a muted, almost imperceptible throb. A collective sigh of relief escapes the crew, their tension easing slightly in the dim, quiet alley. The air feels lighter, the oppressive weight of unseen secrets slowly beginning to finally lift. They have, for now, successfully disarmed this weaponized shame, containing its dark, dangerous power. The silence that follows is profound, a stark contrast to the earlier cacophony of exposed thoughts. A fragile victory is achieved, but the deeper questions about the Foundation still linger heavily. Across FluffTown, the towering neon billboards flicker one last time, then go completely blank. The sudden cessation of the glowing confessions leaves the streets in a profound, unsettling darkness. A collective, hesitant breath ripples through the populace, a slow awakening from their strange trance. Citizens look up, their eyes adjusting to the newfound, merciful absence of public, harsh scrutiny. The air, once thick with shame, now carries a fragile, tentative sense of relief and deep confusion. Small groups begin to murmur, Their voices hushed, slowly finding courage in the dim quietness. Some immediately start asking, why did the city do that? What was the true meaning? Others look at each other. A lingering awkwardness, a memory of shared, exposed vulnerability. The previous fear begins to morph into a nascent, uncertain curiosity, then outright, loud questioning. The spell of quiet obedience, enforced by glowing truths, is finally broken for a fleeting moment. Within an hour, new holographic posters of the mayor appear, replacing the blank, dark billboards. His familiar, stitched smile radiates from every corner, accompanied by reassuring, false slogans. Unity through honesty, proclaims one, glowing with a saccharine. False, sickening benevolence. Another declares FluffTown, a community of trust, a cynical lie, etched in bright, cruel light. The propaganda washes over the recovering city, attempting to reassert control, quell rising dissents. The mayor's swift response reveals his desperation, his need to maintain the illusion of false order. His image, once reassuring, now seems sinister. A puppet master pulling invisible, controlling strings. The crew observes from the alley, a bitter taste in their mouths, understanding the deeper, dark game. They silence the immediate threat, but the system itself remains cunning and deeply adaptable. The Foundation's grip is not easily broken. It merely shifts its form, its tactics evolving. The streets, though quieter, still hold the echoes of shame, a phantom pain in the collective consciousness. The incident leaves an indelible mark, a crack in FluffTown's carefully constructed, soft people will remember the cold fear, the public humiliation, the violation of their deep privacy. The seeds of doubt are sown, slowly germinating in the fertile ground of their recent, shared trauma. The quiet shame persists, a low thrum beneath the surface, but questions are finally voiced. This moment marks a turning point, a subtle shift in the town's complacent, silent acceptance. The crew knows their work is far from over. This victory is but a single battle bravely won. The true enemy, the ledger-keeping Foundation, remains hidden, its power largely intact. Unseen, the night lingers, heavy with the aftermath, a silent testament to the city's slow awakening. The mayor's posters glow, a final, desperate attempt to re-establish his crumbling, false authority. Stitch, still close to the no-dormant knot, notices a loose fiber clinging to his sensitive paw. He plucks it gently, holding the dark, coarse strand up to the faint, ambient alley light. His eyes widen with a dawning horror, a sickening realization clutching at his very heart. The fiber's unique hue, its texture, its subtle sheen, is unnervingly, deeply familiar. It is the exact same color, the precise shade as a crew member's own fluffy fur. A cold dread washes over him, a sense of profound, personal, sickening violation. He holds it aloft, his hand trembling slightly, as if the strand possesses a life of its own. Suddenly, the dark fiber twitches, a minuscule, unsettling movement in his careful grasp. It seems to pulse, almost The strand recoils slightly, as if recognizing its source, its original, living, true host. A shiver runs down Stitch's spine, a chilling premonition of a darker, more personal truth. At that exact moment, one of the now blank billboards flickers back to ominous life. A single, brilliant line of neon cursive ignites against the velvet blackness of the night sky. It spells out a chilling, stark message, glowing with an ominous, electric blue light. Asterisk, asterisk, we made you! Asterisk, asterisk, the words appear, burning themselves into the night, into their very souls. The declaration hangs in the air, a cosmic indictment, a terrifying revelation of their true origins. The crew stares, frozen, at the impossible, personal message, their minds reeling in shock. The fiber in Stitch's paw pulses again, a silent, horrifying confirmation of the stark statement. Their own existence, their very being, is now tangled in the Foundation's dark, ancient ledger. They are not merely fixers. They are creations, puppets without strings, unaware of their maker. The city lights seem to mock them, their former purpose now twisted into a cruel, dark joke. The night wraps around them, a chilling shroud of existential dread and profound, deep betrayal. The cliffhanger hangs heavy, a monstrous truth revealed under the silent, judging, velvet stars. Their identities, their past, their future, all now called into terrifying, absolute question. The Foundation's debt is deeper, more personal than they could have ever possibly imagined. They are pieces of the system they fought, unknowingly woven into its dark, insidious design. The words glow, an eternal mark on their hearts, a chilling, inescapable, ultimate command. The truth unravels, leaving them adrift in a sea of questions, their world irrevocably shattered. The silent bells of bone toll, proclaiming their profound, inescapable, ultimate, personal debt. Their journey, their very essence, is now redefined by the single, horrifying, neon confession: